on everything recruitment. And,
Man, I can't get over how young you are, man. You're 22, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm 22.
22, man. Jesus, it's just crazy, the sense of direction and the urgency and the maturity that you have at such a young age. Where have you honed that from? Has that been developed over just experiences or any particular?
It's a good question. And I don't really know how to answer it. I think part of it is the online space. The online space makes you aware a lot earlier. Like now you see guys coming up on your feed who are like 14 pitching you like agency stuff, and it's like, wow, when I was 14 I was
outrun the boat with your mates.
Yeah, not doing stuff productive. It's super interesting, man. So I think part of it's the online space. Part of it's, I guess, chilling with guys older than me when I was younger.
Yeah.
So got mature, got pushed about a bit. And yeah.
You make a great point, bro. You make a great point. Like going with guys that are older than you at a young age, you have no choice but to grow. But when you're surrounded with guys that are of a similar age, you're like kind of goofing around still.
Yeah.
You're having the crack, but you're not really doing anything productive. The older guys are like, we're here to make money. We're getting serious about our life. Are you coming along or not? But then you almost live up to that.
Yeah, 100%. It's look, you're the product of the 5 people you hang around with, right? You've probably heard of it. So
yeah.
I guess you just mold yourself into who you chill with.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. For anyone that doesn't know, bro, how we came to know one another was through a sales call. Shout out to Club Closer back in, I think it was October, November time, bro. And it was weird. Like that was the first sales call I was ever on. So it was interesting to actually go through it and then to know the construction of a sales call, which is really interesting. But online sales has been something you've been doing for the past while. How long have you been involved?
Started in June last year.
Okay. And was it directly with Club Closer you got involved with?
Look, I was a student of Club Closer. I jumped on board, started learning the ropes. I've been in sales for a couple of years now. Been in door-to-door sales, so I thought, you know what, there's something more to this.
You started rock bottom, bro.
the trenches
in the trenches, bro,
knocking on doors in the winter.
Man, I was just thinking, because we touched on this we were having dinner there last week, the resilience and the art of getting rejected, how powerful that is for a man. Because I think a lot of men don't want to get rejected in any sense of life, man, because it hurts the ego so much. But at a young age, man, believe it or not, that was probably one of the greatest things to happen to you, in the sense that continuously you're knocking on doors, bro. People are like, fuck off, get away, you know what I mean? And you built up that callus of like, does rejection bother you anymore?
It's a mindset game, and I think like this day and age, if a young lad doesn't go through that, then they're just too soft. It's like back in the World War II days, guys had to put up with stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like it's needed to go through an element of shit to like grow yourself. But no, rejection doesn't really matter anymore. I don't really care about it. Like I don't even think about it because it's normal. Do you know what I mean? It's
normal. Yeah, you've got that's a great way to put it, bro. You've became almost immune to it.
So like, I don't think like, oh, I've just been rejected. Do you know what I mean? It's weird to explain. It's just part of the game, isn't it?
Part of the game, bro. So how long did you do door to door? How long was that for?
Year straight. Like 14 to 16 hour a day. No lie. 6 days a week. It was crazy, but I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was more like an entrepreneurial job.
Yeah,
you're not an entrepreneur because you're not really doing your own thing.
You're part of it,
but you're inside a company, do your own thing.
Yeah.
So it was building teams, recruiting, training, managing,
and social skills. You develop a lot of kind of communication and personal skills through doing that job as well.
So much. You're dealing with different type of people each day. You know, you're dealing with Sally, who's 60-year-old, and she's the typical
waddling up to the front door.
Yeah. But I think one thing it taught me is how to, I like to call it, be a chameleon.
Yeah.
You know, how to deal with different type of people, not be someone you're not, but alter your personality to adapt to someone.
I love it, bro. You took the word out of my mouth. I was going to say you adapt. And I think everyone can learn something from that, bro, because everyone you meet, you're going to have a different sort of interaction. No, you never meet two people the same. And I like the way you say that. Become a chameleon, bro, because we all act in a certain way. Everyone in life is acting. They're playing the role of themselves. You can adapt that role, not to necessarily please other people, but have them work on your side. Because it's very powerful. There's a great book you probably know, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Banger.
And it's a great book, man, but it's all about social skills and developing and honing skills. And knowing how to be good with people, bro. Because at the end of the day, people give out opportunities in life, and if you can become likable and interesting and someone that people want to be around, well, then they're gonna have you around. But it's gonna lead to success in your life as well. So I like what you said there, bro. Becoming a chameleon.
Super important, bro.
Definitely,
Super important.
definitely. And then, what was the transition for you like then, going from, in person knocking on doors to then working on the online space? Was it a drastic change, or how did you find it?
Mentally, look, I knew about this space for about 6 months before I made the leap.
Yeah.
I knew, you could sell more expensive products, take more off it, and it just gives you more leverage. But it was about making the leap. I was pretty shrouded as a sense of like I wanted to stick in door to door, run my own door to door sales company, and that was like the be all and end all. That was the culture within that company.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, you know what, this is like. I said this on another interview I was on. I thought to myself, and Alex Hormozy, is a quote from him, if you want to gauge your vehicle and if you want to stay in it, look at someone 15 years ahead or 10 years ahead and think, okay, would I swap places? I thought, you know what, I fucking wouldn't.
No.
So...
And were the people you were looking at kind of miserable and not succeeding in life?
Not miserable.
No.
They were... in their bubble, they were making loads and they were, the dog's bollocks, but... In the grand scheme of things, like they didn't have autonomy, they didn't have freedom. They were pretty much like held in place. And look, for some people, it's decent, make 100 grand a year, nice, but you've got to be in the office every day. But for me, I just knew there's more than that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I saw, as cliche as it sounds, guys on Instagram or whatever making like millions, and I thought,
why can't I?
Yeah, man.
Why can't I, man? Why can't I? And when you were looking at that, bro, when you were doing your door-to-door job and looking at them guys making, 100 grand, it could even be a month, crazy money, there's crazy money out there. How did that make you feel?
I just thought, I was just impressed. I was impressed because I didn't know more. When I first got in there, I was like, wow, crazy.
Yeah.
They're all driving nice cars.
That's a great response, bro, because a lot of people look at other guys that are succeeding in life and become envious, which, can be used as a motivation in a sense, but it's great that you looked at someone like that and got inspired and just said to yourself, I can do that. Why can't I? Why can't I have what he has? And it seems, one thing I picked up from yourself, bro, you're very level-headed, very control of your emotion, just how you act. I love that sense of control. I think that's an important trait to have in a salesman, is that sense of control of himself, because emotion comes into play, a big part of it. And tell me, obviously, like we mentioned earlier, the transition from in-person to online, what was it like, selling or being a salesman working through a screen? Did it take a bit of time to adapt, or how was it? Or was it just straightforward?
Not really.
No.
I guess, look, there's a lot of similarities from door to door. People buy from people.
Yeah.
You got to be likable. You've got to hold the frame.
Yeah.
And, be the controlling body of the call, but still be likable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course,
I can't just be a dickhead and expect someone to buy off me.
No, of course. I know where you come from.
An even balance. So it was similar as the chameleon aspect, changing my not personality, but changing the way I act depending on the person. But it was, I guess, not really. It wasn't that big of a transition, man. Yeah. It wasn't that big of a transition. Okay. I just adapted.
You adapted quite quick, which is another great trait. And tell me, being in that situation of, switching to the online space, how was it for you starting out? Because it's like the online, high ticket space. I've heard it called the Wild West before, which could be an accurate description. Obviously, it's not something that's regulated, but there's obviously an abundance of jobs and high ticket products out there. How was it for you starting out? Did you get on a great offer straight away, or no?
First offer.
I think this is an important point, man, because a lot of guys think when they get into the high ticket space, it'll just take off for them straight away. But I'd like to hear your opinion on it.
And I try to be as honest as possible. When I'm helping people get into this space, I say, look, like, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You are going to have to go through the shit to get to the good.
Yeah.
But the people who really get success are the people who stick out, whether they're on a shit offer, whether they're on 2 or 5 or 10, you're going to get a good one eventually. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? For me, first offer, it was a short-form content agency. Bit of a dodgy one. Not too many client testimonials, not too much proof. I didn't have much conviction. I had a mindset mentor at the time. actually in Club Closer.
Yeah.
I was thinking, it's a shit. I was saying to him, look, it's a shit offer, but I think until I get a new one, I should just wait on it. Just wait till I get a better one. And one thing he said, it completely changed the game for me. He said, Tom, look, like if you were making 10k a month right now, what would you do? I said, well, I'd quit. Why would I work at a shit offer? He said, there you go, man. Like, don't wait to be your future self, your ideal self. Be the person now, and then the opportunities will come. So I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to lean into the uncertainty, quit it, and then look for the ideal one.
Yeah. And did it take you long to find that ideal offer? Did it happen straight away, or are you still waiting a bit longer?
Not really, bro. Like I'd love to say, oh, it was tough for me, or it was a struggle. Things just fell into place, and that's what I've noticed. Look, when you lean into uncertainty, when you just take the jump into something, I've seen it happen time and time again. Weirdly enough, shit just happens. Do you know what I mean? Shit just falls into place, and it did. I bumped into an opportunity through network. I don't know how I did it actually, and completely winged the interview. The person was like, "Yeah," the sales manager was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to jump on board," and guess started going up from there.
Went from there, bro. Yeah, and like that phrase go, the fortunate is favored to the brave, bro. You know, when you show a bit of courage and put yourself out there and you know, lean into uncertainty, like you said there, man. Taking a risk, bro. The greater the risk, the greater the reward, isn't it? And it just goes to show. And then let's, you know, fast forward to now, bro. Obviously, you're the head honcho, the main man, the main man in terms of the salesman at Club Closer, which is an absolutely brilliant place for anyone starting out in sales. Because obviously, first-hand experience for myself, being a client inside of it, man. I knew nothing about sales before, and the way it's structured with everything that's delivered on school, and like you said, mindset coaches in there. Marcus is a great guy as well, along with the community that's just developed from the people that you meet too, bro. How's things for you now? Obviously, you're doing quite well for yourself. You're enjoying the role. How would you describe your experience of being the main salesman in Club Closer? Is it something you enjoy?
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
The reason why is because I get fulfilled. Like,
Okay.
I know I'm actually doing something good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a topic I'm really passionate about. I like. So, you know, when I'm jumping on calls with guys, people can sense it.
Yeah.
It's like you can sense when if someone's chatting shit to you, if someone's trying to pull the wool over your eyes.
Yeah.
It's just obvious.
Mhm.
You can just smell it.
It's pure certainty. I heard Hermosi talk about it before, man, but he says people that have faith that are very religious, they're so certain of that belief. The same way you're so certain of the offer that you're on, it's like, how would people not buy from you? You know what I mean? Your conviction just through the roof, man. You're like, this is it. I have what you need here. You know what I mean,
bro? And like, I think even if you're not the best at sales, like,
it's a skill.
I'd advise to find an offer or find a company that you believe in, because like, even if you don't have the best technical skills, people can just sense when you honestly do want to help them.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, dead right, bro. And you were saying before, bro, we did a discussion last week at dinner as well. Like, you're someone that believes that anyone out there can be good at sales in the world. That's the case. Yeah. It's just a skill they can develop.
Yeah, I think it's going to be harder for some people.
Yeah.
Some people are going to get it naturally, but I feel like, look, if you can speak to someone, if you like speaking to people, then anyone can build it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. And where do you see the space going, bro? Because it's definitely it's getting bigger and bigger. It's more well known nowadays. A lot more people want to work online and earn the high commissions that come with it. Where do you see the future of high ticket sales and closing going?
I think a lot of the shit will get weeded out.
Okay.
A lot, like in this market at the moment, there's a lot of closers who, you know, want to become a closer but don't want to actually take on the toughness with it. Like, it's not an easy space to jump into. It's quite cutthroat.
Yeah.
So a lot of the shit, a lot of the people who aren't serious will get cut out. They'll get weeded out, and the real closers.
The real always shine through, yeah.
Yeah, they'll shine through. It'll get regulated, I think, definitely.
You think so? Yeah.
Well, it's already started to get regulated a bit.
And how does that look with regulation?
Well, it's just marketing.
Okay.
So these companies, they can't really say bold statements like, okay, we're going to get you this, or it's just got to be a bit more, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
Regulated is the word, bro. It is
regulated.
Yeah. Which is interesting. I suppose more more of it will come in the high ticket space. There's something interesting you touched on there. Is mindset's very important, bro. It's definitely a key element for, you know, whatever you do in life. How you think, how you operate, how you behave. Has that been something that you've invested in yourself in the past as well?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I've got one-to-one coaching with mindset. I was on a team meeting with a couple of mates of mine, a couple of guys I work with, and I was trying to analyze what I need to work on, because I think like a closer who thinks, oh, I don't need to work on anything, it's all over for you. I was thinking, okay, what do I need to work on? There's no crazy technical skills that I can improve on, like things here and there, small tweaks, but the main thing is mindset.
Okay.
Like limiting beliefs. Like, for example, do I approach calls differently depending on, I guess, how the other person comes across, or what the job they do? Does it affect my ability to close them?
And have you noticed that in the past, or is that something you're working on? Yeah,
100%. I think it's the same with everything. It's like we operate based on what we believe, right?
Yeah,
like
of course.
If I said to you, if you you could make £100 million this year if you went all out and did it and just like tried your hardest, like would you honestly believe me? Like honestly,
that I could make 100 million
this year, 1 year?
Probably not. No,
it's based off what you believe, right?
Exactly.
And if you believe you can, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's possible, but like the more you believe in something, the more likely it's going to happen, because you change the actions, you change the way you approach things.
Yeah. So have you changed your belief going into a call? Is that
100%?
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
And you are believing when you go into a call that this person is going to, come on board, they'll be on board, you'll close them.
Not so much.
No?
Not so much, because that allows you to focus on the close, which, it's like a girl. If you focus on a girl, you really like a girl, you're begging her. She'll
run away. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's more attraction then. So you're trying to attract the close, or like, in a sense.
In terms of a belief standpoint, I'm trying to just not have any judgments. I think judgments is a key one.
Interesting.
I'm thinking everyone's the same. They have the same ability to be closed. Like one person doesn't have a lesser chance to be closed than a different demographic. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to really ingrain.
Okay. And that limiting belief you would have had in the past, is that something that you feel you're just overcoming now, or on the process of overcoming? It's
not an easy thing to overcome. Okay. Limiting beliefs is probably the hardest thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same like when I was younger. I'll give you an example with money. I was super frugal with money, based off the experience I've had growing up. Like I'm not saying I grew up shit, like not to do with my parents or my family, but like based on things I've seen growing up. Yeah. So I believe that it was hard to get money, but you're gonna treat money the way it is, and it's gonna come to you like it's hard. I explained that pretty shit, but now I've tried to ingrained into my mind that look, money is in abundance, opportunities are in abundance, so if I lose everything today, you make it back. I'm confident I'll get it back because I believe I would.
And that's an inner confidence that you have in yourself as well, man, which I think is so powerful. And even I love the way you touched on it there, the whole abundance scarcity, man, because it's polar opposites in what they are. And it's like you can change your whole reality by thinking that there's more out there. And not just for you, for everyone. Like there's no real lack. Anyone can become rich, you know what I mean, in the sense that like no one's taken from you. You're just becoming the person that's got the skills that will go on and have all the richness in the world and the riches that come with it. But that's powerful, man. Limiting beliefs, and then the whole mindset around scarcity and abundance is key. And from an emotional standpoint, is there any practical tools or tips that you would take when you're going into a call as well? You seem like someone that's very aware and on the ball.
I guess you want to make people feel listened to. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you were opening up to me right now, telling me all your insecurities, and I said, okay, nice, cool, when? Or just asking questions, you're going to you're going to think, oh, this guy's a dickhead. I don't want to get on board with him. I don't want to open up even more. So I guess just having that emotional intelligence to be able to like relate to people.
That's brilliant, man. That's
like make them feel heard.
Yeah.
Because look, if a personal trainer, you go to a personal trainer and say, oh, I'm severely overweight, I feel really insecure, and they said, all right, sweet, gonna stick together a plan for you, you'll do it, and then we'll go from there. Can be like, this guy's a dickhead.
There's no compassion there. There's no compassion. And man, that's another brilliant thing, bro. I think sales is in that case like a skill that everyone needs to develop, I suppose, to some extent, is emotional intelligence, because it comes down to self-awareness. You're aware not just of yourself, but of the person that's across from you. You have to be empathetic, so you've got that understanding and that social awareness of them as well, which I think is key. And how have you developed that, Tom? Is there certain things is it just from experience, or did you learn about it?
I think I learnt it in door to door.
Okay.
Going to people. I used to sell charity subscriptions. It was very emotional type selling. Relating to people, and through that I learned what to do and what not to do. What people don't like, what people do. So I'd say for anyone who's looking to like better their emotional intelligence, just like when you're speaking to random people, just I guess like concentrate on really listening to them. Concentrate on making them feel heard, like they're really being acknowledged. Do you know what I mean?
That's a great point, man, because when you're with a friend or you're with someone and you're tuned into the conversation, you're listening intently, you're hearing what they're saying, and then a week or two goes by and you'll say a piece of that conversation back to them. People are like, oh my God, he remembered. And in you remembering what someone else has said previously, it forms a deeper connection as well.
100%.
And that always works in your favor. And once again, man, it's people skills, bro. It's such a big element of sales, is being a good person and having that empathetic, understanding of other people, their situation and what they're going through. You phrase that beautifully, bro. Sales for me, bro, what I've seen of it, and especially guys that do very well in the space, it's a high performance game. I don't think there's two ways about it. You have to be on the ball. You can't really be fucking around, bro. You can't be out the night before drinking, although probably some guys do that. Get very proficient at the craft. But the point being, bro, when you're starting out, it's a high performance game. Just what I've known of you, bro, since we've met, you're a guy that takes himself seriously, that looks after himself seriously, that's on the ball. Is there any practices you do in particular, or how do you view sales? Would you view it as a high performance game?
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's the same as being an athlete.
Well said.
You've got to always treat it like if you just let it go on standby, you're just going to decline. Do you know what I mean? You've always got to be practicing, mastering your craft, improving, learning, getting the reps in.
And how would you stay sharp outside of the actual practice of sales for you?
I guess it's habits.
Habits,
100%.
Yeah, because we talked about structure there recently, and you're a guy that's quite dialed in. He follows the structure, he follows routine, and from following them routines and structures, it seeps in to your work, which then improves, and it's just like it's a positive loop. You just keep it, like, the more structure you are, the better habits you have, the more sales you make, the more commission, boom, boom, boom,
100%, bro.
and it continues on.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's like that phrase, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So your approach to the job is greatly impacted by what you're doing outside of the job 100%. As well. Yeah, definitely so, man. Definitely so. Listen, there's obviously a topic I'd love to touch on, which you've been part of the Adonis Project yourself. Is all good?
Yep.
I'm just going to check one thing, bro, before we jump into this. Sure, it's still.
I accidentally clicked it.
That's just volume.
Sweet.
Okay, get you to talk for a minute. Yeah, you just turn the volume up and down.
Sweet.
It's all good.
Beautiful.
Like I was saying, bro, you've been part of the Adonis Project. You're the man. You're the man that signed me up to Club Closer, and then I was able to use them sales tactics to get you into the Adonis Project.
Let's go full circle.
Go full circle, bro. But I'd love to take it back to January. Obviously, you came on board then, and I was delighted to have you, man. How's your experience been of yourself and where you were in January to where you are now? How's that been?
Beautiful, bro. Honestly, I think it's like, it's just accountability.
Yeah.
Like in January, I wasn't super out of shape. I just lacked structure. I was going all in on sales, going all in on entrepreneurship and my career, content. But I realized, I wasn't prioritizing structure in the gym. I was going.
Yeah.
But I was just going for the sake of it, if that makes sense.
With no real plan in place. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Because you've definitely improved, bro. There's another key element I'd love to touch on, which is obviously your body composition and your physique has improved massively. And I'm trying to pin it to one thing. Obviously, you got your nutrition dialed in. I think very important for guys that you need things to be automated in your life. So obviously, you're operating at a high level, bro. A lot of your time goes into sales. So for you, with nutrition, and especially on the topic of nutrition, you simplified it, and we were able to simplify it by you just getting your meals delivered, which takes away so much time for you cooking, cleaning, and everything else that goes with it, and even the mental energy that takes too, bro. But yeah, sorry, another thing I want to touch on is the walking pad, bro, and just the environment setup and the importance of that. I was absolutely delighted, bro, when you purchased that walking pad, and I remember the day you got it delivered because you sent me a video, and I was like ecstatic, because I thought it was definitely probably one of the things that has contributed the most to you getting in shape now, is the continuous repetition of doing 3K, 6K every day, each and every day when you're next to your desk. But for yourself, could you describe almost before you got the walking pad at your desk and then after you got the walking pad at your desk?
100%. So I guess, look, like before I had a walking pad, before I had a standing desk, I was just sitting down like 8-12 hour days, and posture wasn't the best. I was just like lethargic. It just wasn't mentally stimulating as well.
Okay.
Like speaking to people every single day, multiple times a day, it gets quite draining.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So as soon as I got the walking pad, game changer. Yeah. Honestly, I'd get my standing desk up, stick on a podcast or something, and just get walking.
That's
just
it,
get
bro.
walking.
It's such a simple thing to do, bro. But you're just getting that continuous blood flow around your body, and it's burning calories as well, bro.
100%.
Which is a massive win. An interesting thing you touched on there, because sales is obviously a mental game. You're speaking to multiple people during the day. Mental sharpness and just sharpness in general. Have you found certain practices to hone in on that sharpness, or is there anything that maybe you do now that you didn't do before in regards to becoming more mentally sharp?
Mentally sharp? Not really.
No.
I don't have any practices that will make me more sharp mentally, because I feel like exercising your mind just through speaking to people every day is, of course, probably adding to that. Do you know what I mean? Like the act itself is going to get me better.
That's true. And maybe... would you say physical exercise is a benefit? Because obviously with a physical... Because you work out in the morning first thing.
Yeah.
That's how you like to do it.
100%.
So when you're going into your day, you obviously feel more awake. You're more alert, which is the main thing, man. I think a lot of people maybe don't realise the reason for working out is just mentally you're switched on. You've got that noradrenaline in your brain, so your senses are much more heightened. Cognitively, you're tuned in, and then you're more attentive, bro. Your attention is greater when there's blood flow happening in your body. You're just tuned in. And one point I love hitting home, bro, because you touched on the sales is like a high performance sport. It is a sport in a sense. So how can we optimize your physical body to help your mentality, your mentality too, but also your cognitive performance? Because if that's lacking, there could be many commissions that are not coming in because of that.
1000%.
Yeah.
Like even the way you hold yourself on a call. Like people can sense it if you've got a good body, if you feel like you've got a good body as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Big
like they
time.
say with business, like the I don't know the quote, but it's like your business has a direct correlation to your life. Do you know what I mean? It's not a business problem, it's a personal problem. It's reflected in your business. Do you know what I mean?
That's so well said, man. It's so well said. And do you know what? A great example of this, bro, I'm going to bring him up again, is Marcus, bro. Like, he's a very impressive guy. I'm very impressed with what I've seen, obviously, through Instagram and him being part of Club Closer. And is like, he's training for a triathlon. Ironman, Jesus. Ironman. And that's mental, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
I think it's like a 2K swim. I'm pretty sure it's like a marathon and then a 250K cycle. I think that's roughly off the top of my head. That's what an Ironman is. But doesn't the correlation go to show the effort that he puts in his fitness with his business obviously thriving? It's so successful now, and fair play to him, man, 'cause I remember when I seen Club Closer originally, I started off as like 8,000 on Instagram, and it's up to 20 odd thousand now, if not 28,000. So it just goes to show, man, it's like physical pursuits and physical discipline will hone the mental side of your mind, and that discipline is something that you take in to your own life and your own craft and your own art, bro. And you're a great example of that as well. Because since you came on board, I know you've been doing very successful in this space as well, bro. And anything else to touch on in regards to fitness? Has it made you feel any other way at all, or is it just maybe just more tuned in general?
I think the discipline is important.
Okay.
Because doing shit I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Pushing that extra rep.
Yeah.
Going to the gym when I can't be arsed.
Like you described that inner bitch.
Yeah, 100%. That inner bitch. That inner bitch. Like I send you voice notes sometimes saying, James, the inner bitch told me not to, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And I think building up those little ticks off the sheet.
That's it, bro. Small wins.
That allows you to be more confident in yourself in sales calls as well.
Brilliant,
business,
bro.
So.
That's lovely.
Super
You've to
important.
almost overcome all the objections of the inner bitch, bro.
Exactly, bro.
That's the
Inner
sales.
bitch, it's a easy close. And
Easy
I think it comes down to accountability.
Yeah.
Like having someone there to just hold me accountable and say, look, stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
Stop being a little bitch. It's super important, man.
You've overcome it, bro. Yeah, and look, you're making great strides, bro. Because I love one big thing I always hone in is taking photos. Your physique has changed massively, and you're the benefactor of it now, bro. What else? We touch on energy. Attention's been good, bro. Healthy mind. We touch on healthy mind and a healthy body. Obviously, make you more money. Tuned in. You're more alert. Is there anything you've done in the past, or maybe any habits you've had in the past that took away from your ability to close and you weren't as sharp? Is there anything you've had previously, or have you always been a guy that's like got it dialed in? Too many cigars?
No, not enough cigars.
No cigars.
Just comes not really. It's just structure. Look,
Structure.
like I said before, it's like if your normal structure, if your normal pattern changes, then look, you're not going to show up to the calls where you want to, and it's just like your head's all over the place. That's the only thing.
Okay.
I'd say, look, when I stay in routine, when I go to the gym in the morning, when I do the same things, eat the same foods, like I'm better.
Yeah. Man, we operate from routine, bro. And the better you can have a set routine, the more productive you become as well.
100%.
Because at the same time, every day you're just doing that action that's just is reaping you the reward, bro. Is reaping you the reward, which is great to see. Yeah, bro, we touched on a lot of things. I suppose, man, one thing I definitely want to touch on, because you're a very ambitious guy, bro. For yourself, what is the future looking like? What is something that you'd like to do, if you can talk about it now?
Yeah.
Like where do you want to go? Maybe say in the next 6 months.
Next 6 months, look, I want to manage sales teams.
Brilliant.
Sales is good, makes you a lot of money, but I think the higher leverage tasks are managing the teams.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do want to do is start to optimize, digital businesses, online businesses, help the sales processes, help them make more money. Do you know what I mean? Because
and would it be unusual for a guy your age to go in and be managing a sales team?
I don't know. I don't like the word usual and unusual, because it's like it's subjective, right?
It is, yeah, that's true.
Depends on your perception. I don't know, man, but I don't really focus on like if it's usual or not, because if I start thinking, oh, not many people are doing it.
I feel like you're obviously capable. There's no doubt about it. And you've got that confidence too, which is great, bro. Like you've got that confidence. So for you, that's going to happen.
No, it's already done.
It's already done. It's already done. Man.
What I mean is, like, if I start to get an ego and think, oh, well, not many people are doing it, so I can calm down a bit. Then I'll chill out. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you compare yourself to the people who are doing like ridiculous things, I'm way behind. Yeah, if that makes sense.
That's a great perspective shift, bro. Yeah.
So yeah, managing sales teams, optimizing sales processes, just helping online businesses make a shit ton more money.
Yeah. That's lovely. And like you touched on before, bro, it's like buying back some of your time as well. In that case as well, which is brilliant, man. Which is brilliant. I suppose, bro, if a young man is in a position where he doesn't know where to go, he's seeing so much online. What is some advice that you would give to someone that is looking into high ticket sales and where to go and where to start out?
I'd say get a mentor.
Yeah,
100%. I know it's pretty biased, but like get a mentor 100%, because look, like you can get over an ocean in a speedboat or a dinghy boat. Like the dinghy boat, it's gonna get you there, but it'll take fucking ages. But the speedboat will get you there so much faster.
Yeah, that's true.
And what I've noticed from super hyper successful guys, rich guys, is they value their time so much more than money. Do you know what I mean? So just get places quick, take fucking action. Do you know what I mean? Whatever scares you, do it. Whether it be investing in a training program, whether it be quitting your job, whether it be jumping in an offer you don't feel like you're ready for. Do shit that scares you and do shit fast. Make mistakes.
Love that advice, bro. Take action is so important. And live at the edge a small bit, bro. Live on the edge, you know what I mean?
It's pretty cringy. Everyone says it's bro, but it's like cringy. It's super important, man. Like I see so many guys with so much potential. Like I just know they crush it, but the one thing that stops them is just taking the leap and just betting on themselves.
And where do you think, personally speaking, or for, say your own personal experience, where do you think that courage comes from? Is it just that you're kind of a ballsy guy and you've got that?
Just confidence, bro. Confidence. Just like I know whatever happens, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get where I want to go.
It's gonna get done.
Yeah.
It's already done. It's already.
Yeah. I don't know where that comes from.
I love it, bro. It's man. I think, a big part of sales that I've realized that guys that do well, bro, they got that winning mentality, and winners, bro, are high on T, high testosterone. So you're willing to take that risk because you know you're gonna get the reward, and you truly know in yourself, man. It's gonna work out.
Yeah,
it's already done, bro. It's already done. Tom Hyder, an absolute pleasure, bro. Man, it's been an absolute joy getting to know you, man. I still can't believe you're fucking 22, but man, it's been a pleasure. Nice conversation as well. And,
beautiful conversation.
Yeah, man. Well, let's go eat some food.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
What a pod.
Lovely, bro.
What a pod.
That was good going, man. It was
nice. Bro, you're really good at